Hi guys, so I'm going to do a video today showcasing the Goku vs Frieza. I couldn't remember his name for a second. So the Goku vs Frieza Battle of Namek. So what we have here in front of us is the prototype. So the first prototype that's been produced by the factory and has been sent to me. I'm doing this video shoot in natural lighting. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to adjust the camera settings. You might see the camera doing some weird things throughout the video. However, I'm going to try to adjust things as best as I can to try and give you that natural look with the natural lighting passing through. So I have the window behind me as well as the windows behind the statue. And you can just see me adjusting these settings now just to try and make it so it doesn't look too overwashed. So I do have this on a turntable. I'll start spinning it up so you can get a 360-degree view of this diorama. So it currently is unassembled. When I say unassembled, the Goku and Frieza are not present at the moment. However, the entire base has been assembled. So as we start the turntable here, you can see the effects of this statue is quite insane. So that's the lava effects behind. You've got the natural lighting passing through. So this does have multiple LED systems. So it has the LED system of the Dragon Balls, as well as the LED system on the base underneath the lava effects, and the LED system on the base underneath the water. So currently those LED systems are not turned on. It's just the natural lighting, what you're seeing here. The reason I've not turned the LED system on is because we're still prototyping that system. So we actually have a new and improved system that we are working with, which didn't make its way onto the prototype. Which will be showcased at a later date. It's currently being worked on. It will be a few more weeks until it's complete. But it is absolutely insane. So what we've done is something we've never done before. And I'm pretty excited to show you guys when I get the chance to be able to do so. But we just ran out of time to put it onto this prototype. So the photo shoot that you did see had the old LED system. This is a prototype again, the first prototype produced. This was the one that made its way into the photo shoot and it was then sent to me. We do have a lot of improving to do and it will be showcased at a later date. So as we see this spinning around, you can probably see just how amazing the effects look with the lighting passing through. And we have a two-tone painting effect on these transparent parts. So basically at the bottom of the transparent parts we have a yellow kind of orange tone which moves up through the part into more of a more traditional transparent oil. I'm trying to find the words here to describe it as it's spinning around, so I'm losing my wording here, but I'll try to show the effect later on at the end of the video to show you guys with just one of the transparent pieces. It's a little bit hard to record here. So I've moved a little closer here to show you guys some of the details of the base closer to the lens to give you guys a better idea of what's happening here. So the engineering on this piece is actually quite insane. You can see there are a lot of parts, a lot of transparent effects and non-transparent effects which are all intertwined amongst each other. The engineering is so good that you can barely see any gaps. A lot of this stuff is held together by magnets, so it has a bit of a premium feel when connecting these pieces together. We have this little Capsule Corp ship on the front here, which is what Goku obviously arrives on planet Namek with. So we've got these little Easter eggs on the base here. As we move up, you can see those transparent effects, that natural lighting passing through. We've got the Ginyu Force little pod at the rear of the base here, which is a little bit of an Easter egg. So that's the pod that Goku uses to escape planet Namek. Give you guys a closer look at some of the painting on the water effects here. So again, this is a early prototype, so there are a few things that we do need to change. So obviously you probably saw the Dragon Balls. The stars and the balls are a little bit too small, so we do need to still make those fine-tuning changes, which will elevate this piece. I'll just be panning up and down throughout this base to let that natural lighting come through, give you guys a better look. So just moving a little bit closer in here to further show even more details. So we are quite zoomed in now onto this piece here. Giving you a good look at that painting on the Namek water. The little capsule corp ship we have in the front there. All those details of the rocks. Little Ginyu Force pod. So this is still obviously on pre-order, so if you guys want this piece, you can head over to www.natsukashicreation.com and get yourself on the pre-order. So spin around here, you can see all that awesome lava effect. So here's the little rock that replaces the Statue Corp ship. As you can see, it slots in there quite nicely, and you'll never know that there was a different thing being displayed there. So it's a really little cool touch for those of you who do not want to display the Statue Corp ship because you don't like the forced perspective that it gives. So cool little feature there, little swap out feature. Really, really nice engineering on it. So it's got a little magnet and it just snaps into place. Just zooming in here on the Capsule Corp ship, just to show you guys kind of how this looks. So it is a small piece, however we haven't left details out. You can see the landing gear on this piece on the four corners is done quite well. It's very, very small and fine work here. The paintwork looks cool on it. There's just a little added piece that we've put on the front of the base here to tell the story. And again, if you didn't want to display it, you can just replace this with the little rock that we've included. Okay, so the statue is now fully assembled, so I've placed the Goku and Frieza in place. Now the really cool thing about this statue is the fact that they basically feel like they're free floating. So there is only one point of contact on the Goku and on the Frieza as well. So there is a lot of space underneath them at the front there, which really gives them that feel that they're jumping out of the base. It's a little bit hard to see in the 2D viewport, so for you guys looking on your phone, obviously looking through your phone and your computer screen, whatever you're using, it's a little bit hard to see, and it was hard to see on the photo shoot as well. And that's the purpose of this video today, is to kind of show you guys a different perspective, just to give you an idea of just how dynamic this piece is. So as we start to spin it around here, you can just see just how dynamic this is. So for those of you who own the Vegeta vs. Buhan, you probably get some sort of an idea of how these pieces are in person when you have them, how dynamic they feel, as opposed to when you're just looking at videos or pictures. We spent a lot of time on the anatomy, the posture, just the general feel of this piece to really give that intense feel. So this piece has been sculpted by 3 different sculptors. So we had the faces of both characters, which were the original sculptors. So for those of you who saw the original diorama and probably pre-ordered the original diorama we had, these are the untouched faces of both characters. The hair of Goku was redone and was sculpted by our main sculptor. So you can see just how nice that hair looks there on the Goku. And obviously the base, all the anatomy, the posture, the texturing has all been redone. So everything was touched. This is basically a brand new resculpted piece from what the original pre-order was. And you can probably agree with me that it does look a lot better. So we've spent a ton of time here on getting that translucent or the purple parts of Frieza looking as amazing as they do here. So this is our second Frieza. Our first Frieza, which was the Namek Frieza quarter scale museum pose, was heavily criticized for being a little bit too pink. So on the production, the factory that we used to work with, the old team, made that quite pink. So we have spent a ton of time on this new Frieza here to ensure that on any angle you look at it, it has a really nice purple tone to it. And you can see that through here on the natural lighting. As it spins around, you can just see how amazing it looks from all angles. So this is definitely one of the most dynamic pieces we have done here, and you can probably see that just as this is doing its 360 turns. The anatomy, the posture, just the way that the two characters are looking at each other just looks absolutely insane. And what's going to obviously elevate this piece is once we have that new LED system implemented, it's really going to bring it to life. It's amazing work by the team here, especially the sculptors, the engineering work, the paint work just looks insane. So I'll just bring the camera in closer here just to give you guys a good look at all the detail. So the really well sculpted texture work on the skin and on the clothing. So over here at KD, for those of you who have ordered or owned some of our pieces, some of the newer pieces, you'll know that we do our textures quite fine, which still gives it that anime feel. So a lot of studios are doing their skin texturing especially way too heavy. It kind of looks like eczema to me. We're keeping ours really, really fine. We've kept our Frieza untextured, which looks better on a Frieza. On the Goku here, you can see the skin texture, if I can get it to focus here. You can see the skin texture, just how amazing it looks. And the best part about this piece is our blood is sculpted. Yes, we have blood that's been sculpted on all the pieces. I'm just going to reverse it here just to show you guys again. So you can see here on the Goku, all that sculpted blood. So there is so much blood that's been sculpted. It's on the body, the shoulders, the forearms, the legs, the faces, and just the cuts. So I'll move in closer here to show you guys as best as I can here. Look at that detail. It is absolutely outstanding. The skin texture is very fine and very professionally done. And it is a little bit scary to show, you know, sculpts and statues up close, this close with such a high quality lens, but as you guys can see, look how amazing this looks. This is up close, really up close and zoomed in with a very high quality lens, and you can just see how amazing this looks. So we'll kick it over to the Frieza here now. You can just see the blood work on the Frieza as well. Looks amazing. All those transparent effects, and you can see me here, obviously talking in the reflection of how shiny he is. But we've done a ton of work on these transparent pieces, and as you can see, they look absolutely insane. Alrighty, so I'm going to kick this up a notch and get even closer here. So, guys, go get your favorite statue right now and zoom in this close and let me know if it looks as amazing as this does. The quality of the sculpt, the print, you know, the casting, everything, amazing. The sculptors that have worked on the skin texturing and the cuts, like, look how zoomed in I am on this. It's insane work here, guys. Really, really good stuff. So it's just not crappy painted blood. It is actually sculpted on, and they look like gashes. Like, it really looks amazing. And again, this is really scary work to zoom in this close, but look at the work here, guys. Absolutely epic stuff. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit and rotate it just to give you guys a better look at the facial sculpt of Goku. To be able to get a facial sculpt this good on multiple angles is really challenging stuff, guys. It's so hard to do this. So just getting a little bit closer here to look at these characters lined up, looking at each other. Absolutely amazing. Just struggling with the lighting here, just trying to adjust it a little bit in the focus. Just give me a sec here. This is really, really, really top quality stuff here, and I'm really, really impressed with how this has turned out. Again, guys, this is a raw video. I'm showing you guys a raw video of a prototype. Absolutely stunning. Amazing diorama. So for those of you who have picked this up, congratulations. This will be a centerpiece. You can see that this is the natural lighting passing through the lava effects. Really, really cool stuff. You can see all that detail, the texture work in the boots, the clothing, everything looks great. And there are a few things that we will change on the next prototype before the production, but for now, what we have here is some really, really good stuff. So we're just back into full view here. That's pretty much the end of the presentation. As you can see, I'm really struggling with the light now because the sun's just passed right through the clouds here. Absolutely no clouds now. So this is still on pre-order. You can get this at www.natsukashicreation.com. So we'll put a link here. This diorama, remember, is a 2-character dynamic large-scale diorama. It is only going for $7.99. So you guys will never see a diorama like this, a KD again, for the price point of $7.99. So the reason why this is priced at $7.99 is because we originally opened a pre-order on a completely different sculpt, which was something that we acquired many years ago and we felt was very outdated. So we only felt it fair to price it at $7.99. Now this has gone over a huge revamp where we've spent tens of thousands of dollars to get it to this point, but it didn't feel fair to increase the price, so we've kept it at the same price. So if you've not pre-ordered this and you're looking for a dynamic diorama, this is the one to get. Head over to our website and pre-order this thing because it will blow your mind. So I just want to remind you guys that this is the first prototype coming out of the factory. There are still changes that are being made. So some of those changes will be on the paint, but the largest change will be to the LED system. So once that LED system has been upgraded, we will showcase that on a new video which will be posted on the KDC Facebook group. It won't be a professional video shoot such as this, if you can call this professional, but it will be recorded in the factory on a mobile phone just because we don't have time to set all this up again. We're pushing to get into production here. So we have already done initial testing on this new LED system, which looks absolutely insane. It was done on some other transparent pieces we had laying around. We now need to implement it into this actual statue. So stay tuned for that. It will be posted in the Facebook group. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video and this has given you a different perspective on this amazing statue. So I didn't forget, here's the transparent piece. It is a little bit hard for me to show this because I do have it close to my lens. I'm holding it outstretched with one arm. It is quite heavy, so it's the smaller of the 3 transparent pieces, but it is still quite heavy. I'm trying to show you guys that two-toning paint effect that we do have here. Looks absolutely amazing with that natural lighting passing through. So I'm trying to show this off as best as I can. Standing behind the lens here with my arm outstretched is quite hard work, so I can't even see what I'm recording right now. So hopefully you guys can see better than I can, and it does look good on the camera here for you guys to kind of get an idea of what this does look like in the natural lighting.